Hi, I'm Shuichi Murakami. Welcome to Designing Landscape Form series. In the previous episode, we explored how to design landform from the perspective of human experience. But people are not the only ones that move across landform. Water also moves according to the shape of the land. In this episode, let's explore landform design from the perspective of water flow. Here again is the same cross-section of landform. In this landform, it is easy to imagine that water poured at the upper edge will flow downward along the slope. After all, gravity exists on Earth. Water flows from higher places to lower places. This means that if we can read differences in elevation from contour lines like this, we can also predict the flow of water on a plan drawing. Now, what happens to the flow of water if we change the spacing of the contour lines? Let's make the contour lines closer together. It is easier to understand this in section. The slope becomes steeper, so the water will flow faster. Now let's do the opposite and make contour lines further apart in section. The slope becomes gentler and water flow will become calmer. So far we have assumed the slope in only one direction. But what happens in a landform like this section where the ground slopes down from both sides towards the center? Water will flow down from both sides towards the center and it will collect there. In plan, it looks like this. Now what happens in a landform like this section, where the ground slopes down from the center toward both sides? Water will flow down from the center toward both sides. In plan, it looks like this. The water splits and moves outward from the center. In episode 12, we learned to look at landform as a surface. Water, like people, also moves in multiple directions. So just as we did in episode 12, let's think of the land surface as a bundle of sections. If we rotate the section of a landform that collects water through 360 degrees, it becomes a hollow like this. Water gathers from the rim towards the center and collects there. On the other hand, if we rotate the section of a landform that divides water, it becomes a hill like this. Water flows from the top of the hill down toward its foot. Now let's look at the landform that collects water in section. What happens if, after this section, we place the same section slightly lower, then place the next section even lower, and repeat, and connect them? Water flows from high places to low places. Water gathers from both sides and becomes a single flow. This is just like a river and the landform is a valley. Let's connect points of the same height in the sections to draw contour lines like this. In plan, the arrangement of the contour lines opens towards the lower direction. Please keep in mind that water may flow downhill in a direction perpendicular to the contour lines. Now, let us arrange the sections of the landform that divides water, lowering them little by little. This creates a land surface like this. Water flows from higher places to lower places in this way. It is just like a ridge. In plan, it looks like this. The contour lines project outward towards the lower side. In this episode, we learned the relationships between landform and water flow. In other words, the basics of designing water flow. We explored how to make water flow faster, slow it down, gather and channel it, divide it, and divide and channel it. Here I presented the basic units of landform in abstract diagrams. Of course, in reality, water shows many different kinds of movement across complex landforms. For example, when you enjoy watching the experience of water in a garden, also pay attention to the landform that creates those changes. The diagrams introduced in this episode may come to your mind. Next time, let's explore the design of water behavior. Water does not only flow, it can also stay, fall, collect, rise, recede, or evaporate and disappear. Let's look at landform designs that focus on these kinds of water behavior. See you in the next episode.